A surgeon working with the aid agency Doctors Without Borders inside the Awda Hospital in northern Gaza has been injured in gunfire from outside the facility. Let's speak now to Leo Kanz, head of the Doctors Without Borders mission. He joins us live now from occupied East Jerusalem. Thanks very much for being with us. So tell us more about what happened here as far as what you've heard.
I think you know that the situation in al-Awda Hospital is catastrophic. It's really under siege since several days now. It's very difficult to get information from what is going on inside the hospital because of the communication issues that we know since the beginning of the war, which is a real challenge for us to coordinate operation, but as well for the ambulances and all the services to give help to the people. It's a real challenge, the lack of communication. What we know from now is like one of our surgeons, yes, has been injured. The last information I got is that critical situation. He's doing okay, but we are waiting to really be able to talk to him and have more direct information. But we are, of course, outraged by what is going on in al-Awda right now. It's a bit the same scenario of what happened in al-Shifa hospital that is repeating again and again in the different hospitals.
You mentioned that the surgeon involved who was injured from the gunfire is doing okay. I'm wondering, are you able to talk a little bit more about the extent of his injuries and his prospects for recovery?
No, not yet. I think it's a light injury from NATO, so okay. We have all the hope that he will be okay, and we hope it will be the case, and he should be even maybe able to work again and operate patients. So I'm sorry I cannot tell you more right now, but
no, I
as
understand.
I told you, it's an extremely challenging situation for us to reach out to the people. And it's just to stress that the fact for us, it's very difficult to work in this context because our own staff, our own colleagues, they are in a survival mode, all of them. So it's very difficult to help people when even yourself you are in such a distressful situation.
Absolutely. I mean, when your own security is in danger, it's hard to even just focus on the job that they're doing there, as difficult as it is. But I was wondering if you could talk about the general beyond the security challenges and just as you say, being able to survive. What sort of conditions, medical conditions, are they working under there in terms of the supplies that they have, the medicine and so on? Because the picture we're getting from hospitals throughout the Gaza Strip is they are desperately short of so many basic things. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's the case in every hospital. Of course, the hospital in the north, it's even worse. You know, since the beginning of the war, there has been a systematic targeting of the whole health system. Not only hospitals, but the health system as a whole has been targeted. And it's completely collapsed in the north. There is no more functioning health system. Even the hospitals that are still open, they're working at maybe 2, 3, 4, 5% of their capacity. We cannot call them like really hospitals. They are not at all. And in the south, it is collapsing. We have surgeons working in Al-Aqsa, in a Nasser hospital, and in European General Hospital as well in Rafah. And the same story all over the place. They are lacking everything. A lot of children are arriving with very bad injuries that they cannot operate in one go, so they have to do multiple operations. But then there is no more beds because the infrastructure of the health system is not made for that many people. It's not made for that many wounded patients. So just the beds is a good example. We are operating people on the floor. It's totally inhuman. It's totally unacceptable. When we operate someone, there is nowhere to put him afterwards. So we have to discharge patients, which in normal cases, we will never discharge them. One colleague, MSF doctor, he told me a few days ago that he had several patients with worms, so living worms, inside the wounds. Because this patient was coming from the north, it had no change of the dressing for several days, and the wounds were infected. We have 60% of the patients with infected wounds, and some of them to the extent that there were worms inside the wounds. Our surgeon, you know, we have international also a surgeon coming to work in Gaza. He told me, he stated directly that right now the hospital it's like the World War I situation. It's the same standard. So to give you a picture, in 2 months, we passed from a relatively good health system with very good doctors and very high educated surgeons and doctors. They are now operating in a setting that is the same as in World War I.
Yeah, it's certainly a very bleak and desperate picture that you paint there. And I have to ask you, with so much of this going on around inside these hospitals for your colleagues, where do they find the strength to carry on and to continue to do their jobs?
Honestly, I don't know, and I have to say I am impressed. We are all so much impressed by how much dedicated they are. We lost people, MSF staff, but there are also health workers who died during this war. It's just incredible, and I don't know where. Honestly, it's a good question, and it's incredible what they are doing. I'm just afraid that they are doing this. They take a lot on themselves, and when it will be all over, they will still have a lot of traumatic events that they are going through right now. Right now, they have maybe the power to do it because they are in the spur of the moment, but the violence of what they are living is incredible. And for doctors, for example, to operate a child without anesthesia, it's a trauma that they will keep with them for the rest of their life. So it's terrible at the same time. What they are enduring. Another story I want to tell you that we got from a psychologist working in a hospital. He told us that he was talking with a 5-year-old boy that had suicidal thoughts. 5-year-old boy thinking about committing suicide because he was in such pain and such suffering because of lack of medicine and the psychological distress of losing his family, that he was talking about suicidal things. So it gives you an idea about how difficult it is for those healthcare workers that put their life in danger, but also for their mental health, it's extremely challenging.
Yeah, it certainly is an unbelievably difficult situation that your colleagues are facing there. We appreciate you talking to us about all of this, and we wish them the best. Thanks very much for your time, Leo Kong.